Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I hope you will consider subscribing. So today we're going to be making what I like to refer to as summer in a jar. We are going to be making corn and cherry tomato salsa. It is so good, and one of the reasons why I like to refer to it as summer in a jar is because that is exactly what it tastes like. It's very fresh tasting. We get to use a lot of great fresh ingredients, and it just tastes like summer. The corn in the background of the salsa is just fantastic, and it just reminds you of summer. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to bring you this recipe is because if you've ever grown cherry tomatoes, it seems like they never end, right? They're always very abundant, and sometimes we can get tripped up as to what to do with them. So Ball has given us a way to can them up in a salsa. There aren't very many tested recipes that use cherry tomatoes, so that was another reason I wanted to do this one. I think it's just fantastic, and it will be a great way to use up some of your bounty. Now, the other thing with this recipe is the original recipe from Ball, which you can find on the Ball Mason Jar. I think it's Ball Mason Jar's website. They keep changing the name of the website. It was Ball Fresh Preserving at one time. Now it's ballmasonjars.com. Anyway, the original recipe as it is written on their website is for 6 pint jars. It's just me, and I want to make up some other salsas this summer, so I don't need that many jars of one type of salsa. So I'm going to cut the recipe in half, which will be great for those of you who just want to try the recipe without making a big commitment. If you're not sure if you'll like the flavor profile or not. And for those of you who have smaller households like me, it's nice to not have that many jars on your shelf of a particular salsa if you don't eat it frequently. Like I said, I want to make some other varieties, and I just don't need that many. So I cut the recipe in half, but in the description box below my video, I will leave the original recipe from Ball with the original amounts for the 6 pint jars, and then I will cut it in half for you. And as I go through the process of how I made it, you'll notice that I cut all of the ingredients in half. Now, this obviously does use some low acid ingredients, and it is a water bath canning recipe, so you want to be pretty careful with your amounts. You want to measure accurately so that the recipe stays safe. So you're going to need, obviously, cherry tomatoes. The original recipe calls for 5 pounds. I cut it down to 2.5. You're just going to wash them and roughly chop them. We need some fresh corn kernels. I used fresh ears of corn, which is what is recommended by Ball, but if you do not have fresh corn on hand, I highly recommend you get some, but if you don't, you can use frozen. Just make sure it's thawed first. But using the fresh ears of corn lends a fantastic flavor. It just tastes like summer to me. It's so good. I used 1 cup. The original recipe calls for 2. You need 1 cup of red onion finely chopped for the full recipe. For the half recipe, I used a half a cup. Now, with onions and peppers, those can be safely swapped out. So if you do not want to use red onion, you could use a sweet onion, you could use yellow, white, whatever you have on hand is totally fine to swap out your onion here. But the original recipe does call for red, and that is what I used. The original recipe calls for 2 jalapeno peppers, seeded and minced. For the half recipe, I used 1. I really don't like how Ball just gives the number of peppers to use, because obviously peppers come in different sizes, even within jalapenos. Some of them are really big, some of them are really small. So I just use an average size jalapeno. However, peppers can be safely swapped out. So if you do not like jalapeno peppers, you could swap out some bell pepper. If you want your salsa to be hotter, you could use a serrano pepper or a ghost pepper or something that has more flavor, that has a higher heat intensity here if you want to do that. And since they didn't give exact amounts that we can really measure, I would guess as close as you could to using 1 jalapeno for a half recipe, 2 jalapenos for the full recipe. So about 1/8 to 1/4 maybe of a cup It's not a whole lot. So right around 1/8 of a cup, I would say. We also need a 1/2 cup for the full recipe or a 1/4 cup for the half recipe of chopped fresh cilantro. Again, you want to be really careful here to measure accurately. Fresh herbs change the pH in the jars, so we don't want to mess with the balance of the acidity, so measure that pretty carefully. If you do not like cilantro, you can safely leave it out. That's totally fine. For our acid, we are going to need a 1/2 cup of bottled lime juice for the full recipe or a 1/4 cup of lime juice for the half of a recipe. I really felt like that wasn't a lot of acidity, but that's all that they're adding here. They're not using any other type of acid. It's just the bottled lime juice. Make sure you are using bottled lime juice in this recipe. Do not use fresh. It would not be safe to do that. So once you get your ingredients all together, the recipe is really fast and furious and easy to do. I found the most challenging thing to do was to roughly chop your cherry tomatoes. Other than that, it comes together really quickly. You can get it prepped and ready to go and even can it up in about an hour. So it's not a recipe that takes very long. And like I said, I love that they're allowing us to use the lime juice here instead of vinegar. I think it just gives it a fresher flavor. And the fresh cilantro bumps up the flavor even more as far as freshness is concerned. The corn in the background is just fantastic. So like I said, summer flavors in a jar. Ball also does state that we can add 1 teaspoon for the full recipe or 1/2 teaspoon of chipotle chili powder. That is an optional ingredient. The one thing that I did find interesting is the recipe does not call for any salt, which I thought was strange because I think it needs a little salt to really bring out the flavor. So I did end up adding about 1 teaspoon of salt to the half of a batch. And in addition to the salt and the chili powder, now I did use ancho chili powder. I didn't have any chipotle chili powder on hand, so I used ancho instead, but you could use any chili powder you like. It's just going to give it a little bit of flavor in the background. And like I said, I did add the salt. I also added a little bit of granulated garlic, as you'll see in the recipe. It's totally fine for us to add some dried spices. So I'm gonna bring you in close and we're gonna get started. Here we go. I have my 2.5 pounds of cherry tomatoes roughly chopped. To that, we are going to add 1 cup of corn kernels. These were from a fresh ear of corn. It was about 1 large ear. 1/2 cup of red onion. My 1 jalapeno that I seeded and finely chopped or minced, however small you want it. 1/4 cup of fresh cilantro chopped. Now cilantro can have a strong flavor, so you can always use less. If you prefer, just don't add more. Then we're going to add our 1/4 cup of lime juice, bottled lime juice. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. I don't know why the recipe doesn't call for salt, but I can safely add salt. I want to add a little bit of flavor here. I'm also going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. The recipe calls for an optional 1/2 teaspoon of chipotle chili powder. I didn't have chipotle, I do have ancho. They are similar in flavor. I don't want a lot of heat, so I'm gonna add about 1/4 teaspoon, but I think it will add great flavor here. Again, it's optional, you can leave it out. The dried spices are kind of what I like, so you don't have to add them, they're just suggestions. All right, so I have my heat on high. We're just gonna give this a good stir. Look how beautiful that is. All those gorgeous colors together. Just screams summer. So we're going to bring this up to a boil, reduce our heat, and simmer just 5 to 10 minutes, not very long. About the time that's gonna take for me to get my canner and my jars ready. Okay guys, we are all set for canning. I brought my salsa up to a boil, reduced the heat, let it simmer for, it's been simmering for about 8 minutes now. So we're ready to fill our jars. I do have 3 quarts of simmering water in the bottom of my steam canner per my steam canner's instructions. If you're a water bath canning, you wanna make sure you have enough water in your canner to cover your jars by at least 1 inch once you put them in there. For my jars, I just washed them and kept them hot in my steam canner. We do wanna start with hot jars. But we do not need to pre-sterilize them according to modern canning guidelines. If you're canning for 10 minutes or more, we're going to be processing for 15. So I just Like I said, washed them, kept them hot in my steam canner. I'm using ball lids today, so I just washed those and set them aside. Make sure you follow the manufacturer's instructions for whatever lids you are using. Different manufacturers require different steps to prep your lids for the canning process. Ball lids do not require anything other than washing them. So we're gonna fill our jars to 1/2 inch headspace. Once you get to your 1/2 inch of headspace, you're going to use a debubbling tool, plastic butter knife, or chopstick to release your air bubbles. So just poke around your jar. You can tell that as my salsa simmered, the tomatoes did break down quite a bit and it got pretty juicy. All right, once you're happy with your headspace, which is about 1/2 inch, we're gonna take a paper towel dipped in white vinegar and we're gonna clean the rims of our jars. We don't want anything to interfere with getting a good seal, so you wanna make sure your rim is nice and clean. And then we're going to center our lids and add our bands to fingertip tight. You only want to go until you feel some resistance. If you go too far, it can cause buckling during the canning process. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in the canner. Okay guys, I got exactly 3 pint jars. So it looks like this recipe from Ball is spot on. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but I got exactly 3 pint jars. That's exactly what I was expecting. So I have my heat cranked up to high to get my canner up to temperature. For the steam canner, you will start your processing time once your dial gauge reaches its green zone. For those of you who are water bath canning, you want to make sure your water comes to a full rolling boil before you start your processing time. Once you start your processing time, you want to adjust your heat a little bit just to maintain the full rolling boil, or in your green zone, we don't want it boiling too vigorously throughout the canning process. So keep that in mind. Process for 15 minutes and I'll bring you back. Okay guys, we are all done. Like I said, I processed for 15 minutes and then I've let my jar sit in my canner for about another 5 to 10. But we're all done here. Look how beautiful. So pretty. And this salsa is so good. It just has a really nice fresh flavor to it. For those of you who don't like a lot of heat, you can easily control the heat, but it just tastes amazing, and I think it's a great way to use up your cherry tomatoes. I did share with you the full recipe and the half recipe. I will leave all of that in the description box below for you. Keep in mind you can swap out your peppers and your onions. Just be really careful with the amounts. And again, I will link the original recipe from the Ball website in the description box below as well, so you can head over there and check out where the original recipe came from. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great start to your summer. We're gonna be canning up lots of more summer goodies, so stay tuned. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you soon.